Hi guys, welcome back to Dialogue, the dialogue on analog music reproduction. Today we have another special episode. In fact, we're going to interview another very interesting person. This is my second interview. If you haven't seen the first one, here's a link. Okay, so today we're going to go and take a look at the life, at the experience, at the characteristics, we could say, of a special person, a musician. Someone that I think is delivering incredible quality material. And, well, you can hear with your own ears. I'll put all the links here below in the video description of this person. I don't want to tell you yet his name. Plus, he also has some specific, we could say, expertise in recording his own music in an analog way. But let's get to it. Let's hear. Jeff, are you here with us?
I'm here.
Hi, Jeff. Good to see you too. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to Dialogue.
An honor. It's an honor.
So let's get started right away. Okay. So your name?
I'm Jeef Greer from Smackover, Arkansas.
Perfect. In the U.S.? Yes, that's true. I didn't say that. Last time was Italy. What's your age?
I'm 45.
45. Well, looking good, man.
Thank you.
Where do you come? Are you original from Arkansas?
No. Yes, I'm originally from Arkansas. Yes.
Perfect. So, what is your job?
I remodel grocery stores for a living.
Aha.
Yeah, it's not that glorious, but it pays the bills.
Well, it's normal. I love music, but also I have to do something else in life to get at the end of the month, as we say in Italy. So let's dive in already in the one of the main topics of this interview. What is music for you?
Music is my life. I love it. That's all I think about. There's not much else. When I'm doing other things, music's always on the forefront of my thoughts.
Yeah, it is kind of a general type of question. Tell us, I mean, is it more important to listen to music, to play music? It's one single thing. How do you live this?
I love to listen to music, and that's really what inspires me to make music. If I didn't listen to music, I love listening to music. I don't know what else to say.
Okay, so when and where and why did this passion start?
I started probably about 25 years ago. Just wanted to make music that I was listening to, something similar to it, if at all possible. And every day I try to do a little bit better with it. It's always a progress to get better with it.
But I mean, was there something that triggered this? Because usually people say, when I was a kid, my family, etc. But instead, you're saying that 25 years ago, you really got into this. How come? What happened?
What changed? I used to be a DJ. Yeah, I used to be a DJ.
There you go.
And all the samples and stuff that you would hear, records, I wanted to make music like the records that they would sample. And so I just started really getting into that kind of stuff, and that's kind of where it all started.
Aha. No, because I want to say to the people who are watching this interview, I'm doing some questions to Jeff, but I don't know his life, so I'm discovering things along with you guys. So that's more spontaneous, I think. So, but did you already knew how to play some instruments at that point, or that's something that came afterwards?
I knew how to play piano a little bit, but after I got into the other music from the past, that's when I really delved into other instruments and just taught myself how to play them. And that's just what I've been doing for the past 20 plus years, just learning to play things and try to, in some form or fashion, do something that sounds, like from the past.
Yeah, we're gonna go back to that you self-taught yourself playing the instruments. That's something amazing, I think. But like in the old times, like in the old days, the master of blues or rock and roll, all those guys never went to school. They just learned by themselves.
They just played, yeah.
What types of music do you prefer?
I love like library music from the late 60s, early 70s. I love like acid rock, psych rock, blues-based music, and jazz. I love jazz too.
Oh, you love jazz
Pretty
too.
much anything. Yeah,
good.
pretty much anything from like I would say 67 to about 74. In that time frame is like I consider that like a second renaissance of music.
I agree perfectly. What kind of artists influenced you the most?
The first people I ever heard that just blew my mind were like Galt McDermott, David Axelrod, Beatles, of course. I love the Beatles. Those are probably the ones that just totally took me just wholeheartedly.
How about jazz?
Jazz. I love organ trios like Jimmy Smith, Jimmy McGriff. I'm not too big on the horns, saxophone stuff. So whenever I go looking for jazz albums, I always make sure they don't have a saxophone player.
Oh, really? No.
Yeah. I mean, I'm nothing against the saxophone. If they have a flute, thank you. I love the flute. But yeah, I love the stripped down, just organ trio kind of stuff.
That's something that was introduced kind of late, I think. The flute in jazz ensembles. I mean, back in the 50s and 60s. At least I don't know. But maybe there was. Maybe some of you guys know about it. That's interesting. You're obviously killing off Miles Davis, John Coltrane, and everybody else. But I understand your point of view.
Yeah.
Are there any European artists that you're very fond of or influenced?
Oh yeah, man. That's probably the majority of the stuff I listen to comes from Italy and France.
Aha.
Yeah. I would butcher all their names. I don't know how to say.
Don't worry. Try.
Janko Nilovic. I don't know that's even how you say his name. Let's see. I'll spell his name because
Don't worry.
Giuliano, excuse me. Sorgini.
I don't know either. Don't worry. People understand. Don't worry. I mean, because if you're saying it that way in the U.S., they'll understand. It's normal. Like a lot of people. I mean, I did the same mistakes in a lot of videos, you guys. You know, we were talking before starting the interview. I did many mistakes in my jazz videos and other music videos. Sorry about that. Okay, so let's go ahead. How do you prefer listening to music? Because you know this channel is dedicated to analog reproduction and also digital. Sometimes we talk also about digital. So we're interested in what type of gear and what type of media you use to listen to music.
Records. That's what I was a kid and I never really stopped ever buying them. Records and tapes, cassettes. I still make cassette mixtapes when I go jogging. I'll take a little Walkman with me, record some records to the tape, and
cool.
Yeah.
You have a working Walkman?
Yeah. It's not a very good one, but it does. Yeah, it works. I'm always scared to I'm always thinking whenever I'm jogging, is this messing up when I put the tape back in my good tape deck? Is it gonna have some mess, do something to it? I don't know. I'm hoping not.
No, the problem with those is it's always the belts that unfortunately after 30, 40 years they melt. But if you keep on using them, not always. That doesn't happen always. So good.
Yeah.
So records number one. Vinyl is paramount for you. Fantastic. So tell us a little bit how do you listen your records and stuff. I see some gear behind you. Some models and brands. What are you using? Tell us. We're curious.
It's a SL. It's a Technics 1200. Let's see. And then I have a
classic.
I'm not sure what kind of pre-tube amp that is. I don't know what that. And then
Whoa.
Yeah, TAC amplifier, and Sony cassette deck, and
all vintage gear.
Yeah, all vintage. Yeah, nothing new. Yeah, it's all vintage except for the preamp. It's newer.
It looks like it.
Yeah. That's the only thing new over here.
Well, as I mentioned in the last video and that I just published yesterday, and the Hi-Fi Myth, Mistakes, and Beliefs, vintage gear is fabulous. I mean, if you hunt for those top models that were top models in the past and they're properly set, they're fabulous, even more than modern. They have that sound, that special sound that a lot of pieces of gear, modern hi-fi gear, lack completely today. So, excellent solution.
Yes, I agree 100%.
So why do you prefer analog audio instead of digital?
I really have no scientific whatever.
No, that's what we're looking for. Not numbers. We don't want numbers. We want emotion.
I think it sounds better. Even when I make a CD to play in my car off the records, they don't sound as good on the CD as they do listening to it through the stereo. And I don't know if it's because of the warmth of the amp or what, but I just prefer the way the record sounds over a CD. You know, I always have.
I agree. And unfortunately, I don't know why, a lot of people, even on the comments on my channel, are always attracted by the numbers connected to digital. That it has a higher dynamic range, it's higher resolution, it's better. Yes, but when you're there listening into it, it's different. It's analog is just more connected to us.
Involving.
It sounds more authentic and real to me.
Authentic, that's a good term.
I just prefer it over digital. Digital sounds kind of thin to me. It just sounds brittle. Analog sounds warm and thick.
I agree all the way. So would you consider yourself an audiophile?
Not really. I'm not rich enough to be an audiophile. I would like to be.
I like that answer.
Yeah. If I had the money, I'd be an audiophile. But unfortunately, I'm a poor guy that just loves vintage stuff and does the best I can.
Okay, I do understand that audiophile usually are associated to expensive gear. That is true. But as the term means, I mean, it's just a passion for music. So that's why I always ask people to see what is their perception, because unfortunately a lot of people think that is more as a snobby hobby. But it is just a passion for good quality recordings, actually, for audio in itself. So you are an audiophile, I think.
Okay, yeah.
In these terms.
For sure.
In these terms.
So, as we said, you're a musician. What kind of instruments do you play? You already said a few, but tell us all the different instruments you use.
I play piano, bass, guitar, flute, drums. Am I forgetting anything?
It's a lot.
I do some. Yeah. That's pretty much it. I play like leads. I don't really play guitar, but I just kind of mimic what I would do on a bass, just for like solos and stuff. But yeah, I guess piano and drums probably what I'm better at anything.
But I mean, that's something that you told me before we met, before we started the interview about this, and I was completely blown away by this. I mean, how do you learn so many instruments? Because I mean, I think you really have to have some kind of intrinsic, inherited characteristics to know how to get in contact with a instrument without being taught, without a school, without somebody following you, or maybe you have some friends helping you out. But I'm sure you did the whole thing by yourself. How did that happen? I mean, it just clicked. It just happened, or it took several years.
It just happened, but it's a gradual learning process. I'm always working out little things, especially like on the flute, little nuances. Amateurs and stuff like that, just to get better sounds. I strive to get that Jethro Tull thing where he like sings through the flute. I love that, where his voice comes through the flute. I'm not sure how. I'm always trying to do that, and that seems to be a challenge.
Trust me, when you posted that comment, because Jeff posted a comment on a video, and I thought he was suggesting just a record, so I didn't know it was his music. In a very humble way, he did this. So I just went there because I read very, very quickly the comment. And when I clicked and I started to hear that music, and all of a sudden kicked in the flute, I said, fabulous, fantastic. This is the guy, I want to know who it is. And then I see it's the same person who wrote the comment. And then afterwards, I had to interview Jeff. It's fantastic. You're going to hear his music afterwards. Okay, so let's proceed. Do you have a band now, or in the past, which you play with?
I've had several bands. I used to be in a band called Age of Man. It was like a psychedelic blues rock band. Then I was in a band called Canaan, a little bit more progressive, but it was psych blues. And now I'm playing with a good friend of mine and his wife. We're called York. I'm not sure how to. I think that's how you say it. But it's like a real chilled out acoustic guitar trio thing. It's pretty fun stuff to play.
You changed a lot, it seemed, the sound of each band every time.
Yeah. It's nothing really. There's different things going on. I always try to do something a little different each time.
Cool. Is this last band of York? Is it on Bandcamp or somewhere where we can?
No,
hear something?
Not yet.
Yeah, not yet. We're going to hopefully hear soon. He's finishing up the mixes on the album. It's finished. He's just kind of fine tuning the mix, and hopefully soon it'll be available for people to listen to.
Okay.
Well, when it's available, I'm gonna put the link in the video description, guys, so you can listen also to that, or a video on YouTube or Bandcamp, whatever it is.
Good.
Okay. So you recently published a solo album, practically your name, Jeffery Greer Scott, Volume 2. Tell us a little bit how it was born, why you did it by yourself, what are the characteristics of it? You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's just me. I did everything on it, and I recorded it on a Tascam 424 cassette 4-track.
Fantastic.
Yeah, no computer editing, no computer Photoshop, whatever you call it stuff. It's all 100%. What you hear on the tape, on the music, is exactly what's on the tape. There's no whatever. And I can live with the mistakes as long as I'm not too crazy. But I don't mind mistakes in music so much. I would prefer that over like somebody going in and just completely redoing it with the computer, a remaster deal or whatever. I don't know, but yeah, it's all done with the tape, and it's takes, but it's all good.
Well, I mean that I think that's part, especially if you're doing something with just a few tracks like that by yourself, right? I mean, you did it, you mic'd everything by your own. I mean, it's fantastic.
And also, I didn't do any bouncing in the tape machine. I wanted to get the best. I've done tape machine stuff before, and every time you bounce, you kind of lose quality. So it's basically just the 4 tracks, with no bouncing. That way, the sound quality it's the best sounding thing I've ever done on a 4-track tape, and I guess that's the reason why. It's just there was no bouncing involved.
What kind of tape did you use, cassette, for the master?
Maxwell. They were.
Do you know if it's a Type 2?
Yes, Type 2. Yeah.
Good choice.
Metal,
Good choice.
or chrome, metal, whatever it is. Yeah. I got the better tapes, so I've recorded on really lame tapes, and it's like it sounds like a fucking vacuum cleaner in the background, a rainstorm with all the hiss. But the better the tape, so there's like not really any hiss in the music.
So, but do you use any sound noise reduction?
Yes, yeah. The tape machine's got a DBX. It's got 3 different settings on.
Oh, a DBX, good.
Yeah,
that's good.
I just use the one in the middle.
That'll give you an excellent sound to noise ratio.
DBX is very good.
That tape machine, it's unreal how good it sounds considering that tape. It's unreal.
So where did you learn how to do this? How to record? Again by yourself, or did
you?
Yeah, I was just self-taught with everything. Trial and error. Yeah, back in the day, you should have heard some of the early stuff, man. It was ridiculous. The drums were totally like over the top booming, and it was insane sounding.
You're a true analog band from A to Z. I mean, congratulations. I mean, this is so fascinating for me. I mean, learning how to play your own instruments, and then also learning how to record and keep track of it. I mean, something also very nice, I think, about Jeff that also struck me is that he put his music on Bandcamp practically for free. It's not for free. I mean, you're supposed to decide how much you want to donate, you want to give them, which I think is fantastic. And a lot of people don't do that. They put like $20, $50, $30, whatever it is. So congratulations again for your humbleness, we could say.
It's about the music, not the money for me. I just want to get, just people to hear it. That's really what it's all about.
That's the difference, I think, from who's doing it with that in mind or who's doing it for passion. So again, congratulations. Turning back to cassettes, I saw that unfortunately I missed it out. You had some special cassette editions of your past music albums, etc. Even vinyl records, right, on Bandcamp.
Yeah. Let's see. This there's only 10 copies of this made with a 10-inch lathe cut, so it wasn't the best sound quality. And a guy named David Horowitz put this out in 2012. So you can still get it from him.
That's still online. I saw that.
That's still online. Yes, you can still.
That's one of your past bands, right?
Yes, that's the very first recordings I ever did. Well, besides the ones I was talking about earlier with all the mishaps, that's the first actual recording that was decently done. And cool. I want to thank David for putting that out. It's pretty awesome that he did that.
What's the name of the label? Because it's something you guys set up, right? Or is it?
David set it up. It's called Conundrum Records. Audio Conundrum Records.
No, but the one you're with now.
Oh, Schematics for Blank There.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. That was the band title for this record that David put out, and I just kept that as like a whatever. But I just use my own personal name for my music now. It's probably a little confusing, but yeah.
I love that name though.
Yeah.
Okay, so how did you manage to create these vinyl cassette editions? Because I'm sure maybe the cassettes you did them by yourself, I don't know, but the vinyl records you need a pressing plant. So
yeah.
How did that work out?
There was a place in Canada that I used for this lathe cut 10-inch, and I think David used Furnace. It's a pressing plant. I'm not sure where they're located.
They're very good, Furnace. Yeah.
Yeah,
I know them.
Yeah, and I wanted to put this one that I just finished, Volume 2, out. I don't really have the means to do it, so it's just on Bandcamp for now. There's no real physical media of it, but I would say it's the best thing I've ever done.
But I'm curious, how does it work? You have to purchase a minimum amount from the pressing plant, and you send them the file, and they print like, I don't know, 1,000 copies, 500, 300.
Yeah.
That's it.
The lathe cut's a little different. That's kind of when I went with that. There was only 10 copies of that made, and you can do the lathe cut. You can just do really short runs, but like an actual real deal vinyl record, I think 300 is usually the minimum, maybe 100, but most places it's 300 minimum.
Good, cool. So tell us a little bit what are your future plans? What do you have in mind? What are you looking for?
I would love to take some of this music that I've done recently on my own personal stuff and play it live somewhere. It's hard to find people around here to play music like that here. But for the time being, I'm just kind of focused on playing with this 3-piece I'm in at the moment. Hopefully getting some shows lined out with that. That's kind of what's going on.
Great. So do you play every once in a while live in clubs and
places?
I did for a while. I did when I was in Canaan. A lot of times the three of us, the bass player and the guitar, we all had individual sets, and we would usually do individual little sets before we actually went on as a band. So that was really cool to get to do that. Play my stuff on the piano or whatever, and then.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what is I always ask this. What is your dream? I mean, your maximum ambition? To create your own. I don't know, a CD, a vinyl record distributed worldwide, or I don't know. You tell me. Well,
just for people to hear the music, basically. There's not much else to it.
More people to know your work.
Yeah. I know a lot of times you have to be dead for music to be appreciated. So maybe one day down the road, this music will be a little more appreciated. I don't know. Never know.
It's gonna live on the web, that's for sure, and also on this channel.
Awesome.
Great. No, I like this answer because even in the other interview I did, I asked Davide what was his maximum ambition, and he also answered a very similar answer. In fact, he said, my biggest ambition is to reach more people as possible. And you practically said the same thing. And that's where you know someone is very passionate what they're doing. So, good job, man. So, is there something you want to say to the audience, to the people who are following us, to the channel?
I just want to say thank you for having me on here. This has been a real honor to get to talk with you, and look forward to seeing more of your videos. I really enjoy them, and just thank you for doing this.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you so much. It's an honor for me, really, because I'm just having fun with fiddling around with my stuff, but you're a true artist. So congratulations again. So, do you feel like playing a little bit of something for us?
Sure.
Great. Okay, then. Let's get it on. Well, I'll say goodbye then now. Bye, Jeff. Thank you again.
Thank you for having me. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you. It was wonderful to meet you. Ciao. Ciao.
Ciao.
Congratulations again, Jeff. It's not just something for the channel. I really do think you're doing something amazing. A lot of people are going towards a kind of music completely detached from the past. So
I agree. I didn't want to put any negative stuff in the video.
You should have.
I've noticed here lately in the past couple of years, like the 80s synth poppy kind of stuff's like really, like, a lot of bands are going towards that kind of stuff. I never was a big 80s dude because all the music sounds so plastic to me. It sounds artificial, and it's so weird that there's so many bands now that are going for that 80s. It's like really lame sounding.
I know.
I don't know what else to call it.
I know. And a lot of
when I hear something from like the 70s, I'm like, how could you not do that versus something from the 80s that sounds ridiculous?
But that's a big problem, I think, because young people don't even explore our past fantastic music in the 60s, 70s, etc. I mean, it's just old music. Who cares? And that doesn't influence you anymore. So you only have Beyonce or something like that behind you, or Tupac or whatever.
It's insane. It's so. And how we look at the people from the 60s, and how I'm sure they look, and we still look at people like Bach and Beethoven and all, years and years down the road. I really think this is going to be a moment in time where music was just really shunned upon because it's so bad right now. There's nothing. I mean, there's good bands always, but like the stuff that's in the forefront, it's so plastic. I don't see how it can have a shelf life for more than a couple of years.
I agree.